Hey guys, welcome to Breaking the Apex. Yes, we're excited for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend. Of course, we're going to do a video for you guys, special prediction video, just to see what you guys say after this video as well. Yes, you're speaking to BT, the host with the mostest, the most smartest F1 podcaster on earth. And yes, of course, I'm with my brother, the Christian Horner fanboy, the champion himself from Red Bull, Graham. How you doing? How you doing, Graham?
I'm doing
Stop laughing, bro. That wasn't even funny. Stop laughing.
I'm doing great, but I'm doing great. Thank you very much. I love the intro. I love how you the smartest and I'm just a Christian Horner fanboy. But really appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Cool. It's nice to see Graham shy for the first time, man. Usually he's the naughty one out of the three of us. Yes, of course, Dirk couldn't make it today. Some personal reasons, but however the show goes on. Of course, we're gonna talk about the predictions today. For this weekend, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Excited for that. And of course, last year's one was amazing. A lot of track positions being changed. Aston Martin was quite hot. Of course, Red Bull won that. And funny enough, yes, it was Perez who won that race. Don't forget about that, guys. First of all, Graham, we're gonna start off recapping last year's race. Go ahead, you can start. I'll go after you.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, look, obviously, last year's Jeddah race was really exciting. In fact, I don't think we've had a Jeddah race that hasn't been exciting. I think all the Jeddah races. I just had this chat the other day, yesterday, and today on TikTok in the comments about Jeddah being, apparently they're redoing the layout of Jeddah, or they're looking at it. I'm not sure for when. But my comment to that was why out of all the street tracks, it's the one that is actually really good. The racing is generally really good. The question is out though, is it really a street track? Because it looks like, they say it's a hybrid track, right? It doesn't look anything, it doesn't look anything like there's a street part of it though. I do tend to agree with a comment that I saw saying that it really doesn't look anything like a street track in terms of the way it's laid out. But hey, maybe Jeddah is just maybe they got racing. Whoever designed the streets maybe had racing genes in them. Who knows? But look, guys, Jeddah to me, it's generally a good race. I've even with the max domination, it was a good, fun race. Actually, it wasn't the max domination. As you said, Perez won that. Let's be honest. He's probably not going to win it today, to this week. I highly doubt it. I think Max has kicked it up a notch. If I'm really honest with you, I just watched an interview of Max now with regards to, the whole situation at Red Bull, and his answer was, at this point in time, he's just really focused on winning. Which, great PR work, but it is also scary if you think, like when this guy's focused, he's focused, and that's nogal quite scary. So look, I think last year's Jeddah race was really good. A lot of overtakes, a lot of changes to the lineup during the race. I think the year before that was that not? It was 2021. Jeddah was the spicy one, was it not? With Lewis and Max.
Yeah. 22 was spicy as well with Leclerc and Max as well.
Yes, with Leclerc. Yeah. So I mean, look, Jeddah's brought us some really good racing. Listen, guys, let's not lose hope. I think that if Max dominates, let him dominate, man. There's still 18 or 19 other cars, but 18 other cars from different teams that are still fighting for position. They're still fighting for something. Just when you watch the race, okay, you see on the side of the on the left hand side of the screen, there's the charts with the 1 to 20. Just take a piece of insulation tape or something, and just stick it over and then just stick it over like number 1 and 2, and then from there anything down that's from 1 to 18. I just think that's the best way to go about this at the moment. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking very forward to it. It is a very good race, so that's all I have to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm on the same page as you. It is an exciting race. It's really fast. Couple of points on my side is that we saw Aston Martin being really competitive last year. I mean, Alonso overtook Verstappen the first lap, or as they took off. That was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, Alonso missed out on the podium because of his 10 grid penalty. But that car looked competitive last year. Ferraris were not on par with Aston Martin at that point, and I could say with Merc as well.
Yeah.
But obviously, this week is going to be different. Ferrari looks good. Merc, yeah, they good. They're probably the third, the fourth team at the moment. And the most exciting part about this is McLaren was not even competitive at the time of that race last year. And of course, this year they had a different car. They look competitive, so they might even perform in the track this weekend.
Yeah.
So basically, in a nutshell, the recap from last year and this year's race, the results are going to be totally different, guys.
100%.
I mean, last year's race was amazing. It was nice to see Alonso being so competitive and aggressive as he is all the time. But obviously, this race is going to be completely different. And we know Leclerc, even Sainz. Actually, Sainz is probably the driver to look out for this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Because I know Ferrari can easily do well there. They did do well on that particular track in 2022.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll be watching a whole different race this coming weekend. But before you watch the actual race this weekend, go watch the highlights on YouTube. Actually, just refresh your memory what happened last year. You're able to compare the two races this weekend and the last weekend as well. Moving forward, our next topic as well. We're going to talk about the conditions of the track, of course, and the weather. I've done a couple of research in terms of the weather at Saudi Arabia. It's going to be hot, so it's similar to Bahrain. So we're probably going to see a similar cars being competitive as Ferrari, maybe Mercedes, and McLaren as well. What do you think?
To be fair, Bahrain was actually quite cool for Bahrain. I think that was the coldest they've ever raced in Bahrain. So I mean, I would be quite interested to know what Jeddah will bring in terms of, but I'm sure it's probably going to be quite warm. It is winter there, though. I mean, right? It is winter there, but it will be winter going into summer, as we are summer going into winter. I would assume that the conditions are probably going to be fair. That they might be. It's probably not going to be on Singapore's level, because they're in summer when they go to Singapore, and that's just stupid hot. So I think it will be acceptable weather. Look, interesting fact. I read something just now that McLaren say they're not too phased about. Dude, I don't know this. They're not too phased. They're not too phased about Red Bull's pace. Like, I'm not sure if that team are hiding some things, or if they're just playing the hype game, or if they're just trying to play the, because obviously with regards to like sponsorships and that, they've got to big themselves up a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if it's true though? What if they're really just hiding stuff? And they said that there was a lot of things that they did that they didn't have time to finish, and that there'll be some big upgrades coming. I said this in the last podcast as well. Hey man, I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see how the McLaren story unfolds. I just don't see them catching up to Red Bull really, but you never know. You just never know. Honestly, not much more to add. In terms of the track conditions, weather conditions, it probably won't be much different to last year, and not much different to last week either. So, what I will be worried more about is tire wear. I mean, Red Bull have that sorted. I think somebody mentioned it the other day to me, which I didn't actually take note of, but Red Bull's degradation on the softs was the same as like Ferraris on the hard. So
Wow.
it
Crazy.
is crazy. But I mean, that's just newbie masterclass. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm keen. I reckon it's going to be a great race. I'm looking very forward to it. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and just one more last question regarding the conditions and the race itself. Strategy wise, what do you think most teams will go in terms of the race? Would it be softs, hards, then softs, later stages of the race, or the start of the hards, then softs? Would it be a two stop strategy type of race, three stop strategy, depending on the cars as well, and depending on the team? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I mean, it depends on what the team wants to do. And it's too early in the season to know what
Yeah.
what is working best for these cars. I love a two stop strategy. I feel like two stop strategies make it a little bit more exciting because it becomes a strategy game.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because I think we found last year all the races that had two stop strategies, you had guys doing the reverse strategies, and then it kind of played that game. Okay, like okay, at the end he'll be faster. Will he be fast enough, or that kind of thing. So I'm keen for a two stop strategy. I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly can't tell. I mean, these days things change all the time. Max could probably do a one stop anywhere if he really wanted to. He'd probably do a no stop, if I'm really honest with you. That car
Yeah.
just does not seem to have any, kind of problem with tire wear. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think they whatever they decide to do, I just hope that it's going to be exciting and going to be fun, and I just hope it keeps us at the edge of our seats because, let's be honest, Bahrain wasn't exactly the most exciting opener that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Speaking of openers, you do know that we're going back to Australia, I think, from next year?
Yes. Yes. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
So that will be quite cool.
Okay. Cool. My opinion. Look, I enjoyed the strategy last in Singapore, where, of course, Ferrari went for the two stop and Mercedes went for the three stop. And towards the end of the race, that was quite an exciting race because Sainz at that point was losing his tire.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, but Hamilton and Russell were flying through
Yeah.
and catching them lap by lap. So hopefully those type of strategies will be implemented on that track. I don't know if Jeddah and Singapore is similar tracks because Singapore does have a lot of corners. Jeddah doesn't really. It's a fast track, but it would be nice to us to see strategies like that floating around during the races as well. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's move forward. We actually like you guys. So please click subscribe when you have time and when you do actually get a chance to go on our page and actually watch our podcast. And yes, we're about to make you guys some money. We're not promising, we're not saying so, but we're about to give you guys the top betting odds. And yes, Christian Wonder Jr. is going to give it to you. Take it away, sir.
T's and C's applied. T's and C's applied. We are not financial. We're not licensed financial providers. We are also not professional tipsters. We are just a bunch of guys who really love the sport and happen to work in the betting industry. So we kind of know a thing or two. With that being said, let's go through some things. Listen, I'm not saying my tips will win you money. I'm just saying if you get them right, they will win you money. Moolah. Mega moolah. Mega moolah. Okay. Now, the reason I'm saying that is just simply because the game of betting is about value, right? It's not about just winning. It's about value. If you want to make money, it's about value. Who is going to bet Max Verstappen at 1.3? Nobody. Nobody's gonna bet $1,000 to make 300 Rand profit. Nobody. Why would you do that? Makes no sense. But Sergio Perez did win this race last year, and he's currently 10-1. So that means if you put on $100, you'd be getting. If you put on $1,000, you'd be getting $10,000 back. So does that not sound a little bit more appealing to you? You know, honestly, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that Perez will win again. I'm just saying that betting is about value. And if last year you put your money on Carlos Sainz to win every single race, if you put $100 on Carlos Sainz to win every single race last year, you would have come out in a profit. Because he didn't win every single race, but he won one race. And that one race had enough odds. His odds for that race to win at the time was 33. If you had placed $100 on Carlos Sainz to win every race each week, you would have ended up placing $2,300. You would have won on that one race. You would have won $3,300 with a profit of 3,000. With a profit of what would the difference be? Like I'm not mathing at the moment. It is late. What did I say now? 33.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You would have placed 2,300. So you basically would have made a K. You would have made a 1,000 profit. Okay, because you would have gotten about 3 back for that one win. Okay, so my mathing has come back. I've started realizing the simple math. I don't know why I was thinking in algebra for some reason. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is Perez, good value. He won this race last year. He's currently 10-1. That to me is a very good value bet. And another good value bet is Carlos Sainz, who is 25-1. Now, again, I'm going to say Carlos Sainz is looking very racy. Very, very racy. He's proven it last year that he can win on a street track. He's got the intelligence to do it. The only question you got to ask yourself is Leclerc going to let it happen again? Because last week Sainz gave it to him, and is Leclerc going to let him do it again? At some point, Leclerc's going to have to grow those balls and realize that the people around him have bigger balls than him. And he's going to have to squeeze as much as he can. His odds for Leclerc are 18-1, which, if I'm really honest, does sound like good value. But I wouldn't place that bet, because currently Leclerc hasn't won a race in over a year. He hasn't shown much. Carlos Sainz seems to have gotten the better of him so far this year. So yeah, I wouldn't back Leclerc. It's nothing against Leclerc. It's just, if I'm putting my money on value, I'm not backing Leclerc. I'll back Sergio Perez at 10-1 or Carlos Sainz at 25-1 for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix winner. Cool. That's just for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix winner. And then, gents, we've got an easy pick here. You want to make a quick tenner. Put a little bit of money on a safety car to say, yes, there'll be a safety car. Jeddah has an extremely tight track. Yes, they've made some changes. As far as I know, they've widened some parts of the track. They've widened some parts of the track, but it's still a very tight track. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Russell crash there last year? No, that was Singapore.
That was Singapore.
Anyways, I personally feel like if you want to make some quick money and you don't want to take too much of a risk, I think saying yes to a safety is a 50-50 shot. Let's be honest. It's a 50-50 shot. But I'm going to lean on the side of, yes, there will be one. And then in terms of qualifying, I must say, look, guys, obviously it's a different type of track to Bahrain. But if you consider Charles Leclerc had the fastest lap of qualifying, but he didn't have fresh tires, right? The team to win qualifying here currently has Ferrari at 2.6. It doesn't sound like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I think that's good value. Put $1,000 on that, you get $2,500 back, basically. I think that's good value because Ferrari do look good, especially in the qualifying trim, and we know that Red Bull like to set their car up for races more than for qualifying. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. To be quite honest with you, I don't want to go too far, otherwise I'll talk here for an hour. There's so much to go through here. There is so many little things. Guys, just go and find yourself a favorite bookie and go and see what you can find. But honestly, my tips are for the win, Sergio Perez or Carlos Sainz. And then for qualifying, I'd put a little bit of money on Ferrari. Let me tell you, you're not going to win every single tip that I give you. But guaranteed, if you follow my lead over the next year, well, let me not say guaranteed, because just now I'll get in trouble. And I might need to owe people a lot of money. T's and C's applied. Let me not guarantee, but all I'm saying is, if you take these bets, I don't think there's been a year where you wouldn't have made some kind of profit if you look for value rather than just place for an easy win. As I made an example of it now with Carlos Sainz last year, if you put $100 on him every single race, you would have made a profit by the end of the year. Anyways, BT, back to you. I think that's all I'm gonna go through. So yeah, you can carry on.
Thanks, Ram. People, of course, we're doing you guys a favor here. We would love you guys to send some gifts when you have actually won from the betting tips. Would be nice. Of course, Graham is a Red Bull fan, so a nice jacket or a nice cap would be nice. Yes, I am a Ferrari fan, so a nice cap, a nice Ferrari black cap with the badge in the center. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's so sad, by the way, before we move on. It's so sad we said nothing about Lewis Hamilton. Surely you can't wait to go to Ferrari next year. And another thing I want to add on before we move on, watch out for Leclerc this weekend. He's pretty much upset. I'm just saying. He
is. But can I just say, first of all, stop being a typical South African and begging people for things, bro. First of all, that's terrible. Guys,
we're poor here.
No, we're not. Stop telling people the stuff we're not. There's a lot of money here. We live in the richest place in Africa. What are you talking about?
Okay.
But I will say things are definitely expensive here. But anyways, what I wanted to just add to that is funny story. Lewis Hamilton's actually the fourth favorite to win behind Leclerc and Perez. He's actually he's actually got the same odds as Carlos Sainz. But of course, I will not be giving Mercedes any kind of. To be fair, guys, listen. To be fair, the track is very different. We don't know what to expect on this track. So to be fair, Lewis could be there or thereabouts. We don't know. We really don't know. But we do know that Ferrari are looking good. So yeah, that's why I'd rather definitely just stick with Carlos Sainz. But listen, if you guys win bets and if you guys take tips and win bets, you don't have to send us gifts. Just send us a comment saying, we won money. Thank you for the tip. That's all I want. That's all I want to see. But I mean, if you do want to send gifts, then I'm joking. I'm just joking. Okay, cool. PT, continue, pal. Continue. Thanks.
Thanks, Ram. Thanks for the tip. Thanks for the segment. We always appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe to our channel, Breaking at Apex. We started off last 2 years ago, but last year we really focused on building the channel itself. We hope you like the content. We hope you like the clips, the videos, everything. And we do appreciate the people who have subscribed and the people who have actually commented on our podcast. Thank you so much. You guys are legends. Anyway, let's move on to our last segment. Of course, it's the predictions. So what we're going to do in this segment is that we're going to predict the podium. We're going to predict the podium, and we're going to predict one team that's going to do well from the smaller teams. So when I say smaller teams, I'm saying Alpine, do not laugh. I'm saying Kick Sauber.
Look at the colors. Look at the colors. As you said, and the colors change now. You see, now they're gone. Perfect timing.
So that's Alpine, Kick Sauber,
Let's just say the bottom five.
Yeah, just say the bottom
The
five.
bottom five.
I'm just saying it for people. I'm just saying for people who don't know the teams, right? We might have new viewers here, and they just started out. So I'm just
Okay,
let's know. So the lot.
for any of the new followers, Mercedes are in the bottom five, and
Wow, wow. And of course, Graham's favorite child, VCOP. I'm gonna start off. My podium prediction is Max number one. Of course, he's gonna win that race. Uh, Not even debatable. Actually, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Science is winning that race. Perez is number two.
you say, let me calm down, and then you go and make the most outrageous thing. What?
Science is winning that race. Leclerc will come second, and third will be Perez. Verstappen's going to get a DNF in that race. And the team that I think is going to do well in that particular race, the smaller teams, I'm actually going to go for Williams. I think Williams might get a couple of points there. And that's my crazy prediction. There we go. You go for it, Christian Horner Jr.
Listen, stop your nonsense, okay? Right, okay. Now, first of all, Williams not a bad shot. Jeddah does have that one long straight, right? And with Williams are pretty racy on that straight. Can I just say, you know that we've been both of us, you and me have both lost. Oh, sorry, hiccups. You and me last season, every single wild bet that we took,
yes,
was predicting that Max won't come first because he'll DNF, because eventually that car's going to blow up. Yes. It never happened. And now you're starting the year like that.
I know. I haven't let my effort. I know.
On the plus side, if you do get it right, you look like an absolute genius. So well played. Cool, gents. I'm also gonna go with a non-Max win.
Smart man.
But because I'm gonna back Perez again. It's not because I think Perez will just beat Max outright, but I just think that anything can happen. So I'm going to go with Perez, and then I'm going to go Max came second somehow. Somehow Max didn't DNF, but he's got beaten by Perez. I don't even know if that's possible, but I'm just going to say in some alternative.
Yes.
Yeah, on some alternative universe or whatever the case, whatever that saying is. There's a universe out there where Perez can beat Max, I think. Maybe. Anyways, I'm going to go Perez, Max, and then I'm going to go Leclerc. I have just said that Sainz is really looking great, but you know what? Leclerc's angry. He's probably not angry, but I'm sure he doesn't want to get beaten by the guy who's leaving the team. So, Perez, Max, and Leclerc. And then let's get on to the team that I think is going to do well. It's definitely not Alpine. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Haas did well last week. So I'm feeling them. So did Joe. So did Joe with Sauber. I'm going to make one prediction now, and so I'm. No. You know what? Let me go a little bit wild. I'm going to go VCOP. All right. I'm gonna go VCOP, not because I think they're gonna be mental or whatever. Well, probably because that's probably what that's what we're predicting here. That is, but what I mean is, I think that either one of them or both of them will at least hit top 10 with somebody like Lance Stroll dropping out or whatever the case may be. I don't know, like VCOP. I mean, we don't know. Again, we don't know how these cars are going to do on a different track. But Yuki and Daniel are both very racy guys. I can see them both doing quite well on a track that's really just about pure pace. It's just a fast track in general. So I'm going to go with VCOP. I probably could be way off, but I'm going to go with VCOP. And yeah, that's my prediction.
Cool. Thanks for that. My Williams pick, I'm not adding Sergeant Logan Sargent there. It'll only be Albon that will
Oh
score
man,
the
it would be
post.
lovely if Dirk
Uh,
was here right now.
T's and C's in that situation. Logan, I'm sorry, man. Albon, I know you got my back. I know you're gonna drive the wheels off of that car in that track. So let's see how it goes. Here we go, guys. It's done. Short and sweet. It was beautiful. We dissed a couple of teams. We praised a couple of teams. We gave you the stats. We gave you the betting odds.
Mm.
We gave you what to think, how we think about the race this coming week, this weekend. And there we go. Bob's your uncle. Anything you want to say before we leave, Graham?
No, I don't. I just want to say that this, out of all the podcasts, this one is for you guys. The others are for us, just to vent.
Mm-hmm.
The race review is for us to vent and to rant and to get all of that out in the world. The second one is for us to just have a really good time and to just laugh and just to just recover from the venting that we had just done. And then this one is for you. This one is for you guys, where we actually give you some valuable information. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe and stay tuned for some more. We've got some really fun content going up weekly now. And looking forward to get some racing done, hopefully.
No, I'm pretty much excited as well for this weekend. It's going to be brilliant. Obviously, it's always a fun track, so I'm sure all of us are excited as well. Please do not forget to watch our race review from the previous race from Bahrain and our driver rankings as well. Take a look at that. Enjoy the content. Enjoy the logs, especially in our drivers ranking podcast episode. That was quite fun to do. Other than that, it's me, PT. This is your prediction show for Breaking the Epics. There's Christian Horner Jr., Mr. Graham. And I just want to say one thing before I sign out. Hamilton, welcome home, baby. Welcome
Mate,
home.
it's still a long time to go.
See you.
But anyways, cheers, guys. Have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.